Hi, my name is Annie, and I am the creator of Phoenix Healing. This is actually my very first video, and I was guided to do this week. Um, didn't think talking about Mercury retrograde would be my first video, but it looks like it is. So just wanted to briefly talk about it. They always say that people from our past can come back, and especially when you're on the ascension journey, um, we never know who exactly is going to come back. Um, I can tell you that once Mercury retrograde began, so that was like last week. So within that time span, I've had 3 people from my past um, message me, whether it was online or through the text. And honestly, if we haven't been in communication since my spiritual awakening, I do not have someone's name or number in my phone anymore. Um, it's absolutely crucial to remember that when people from our past have come back, that it's usually for a lesson. In my case, my situations have always been friends. I have had that karmic loop many times in my life, um, where people that I've known either since I was born or since high school, that there was always that loop of some incident happened and then there was a falling out and then we reconnect and then the same thing happens over and over and over again multiple times. And usually when that presents itself to us, it's because the universe is telling us that, did you learn your lesson? Are you going to continue to let someone toxic in your life, or are you going to continue to let this toxic relationship happen? I know for me, I had a friend that I had learned through the spiritual awakening process, that this person was indeed a karmic. And while I will have a place in my heart for them, that doesn't necessarily mean I need them in my life. I went through my spiritual awakening in November of 2020. There was a lot of things that ended up happening, and I'll get to that in another video, but I just want to center right now on when people come back into our life from the past. This was someone I knew since I was 18 years old, a very, very long time. Never actually even had one argument with her ever. And it reached this point where when I was going through such upheaval of emotions and just so many things that were happening, during the fall and winter of 2020, when I had my awakening, that just the way that this person was behaving was completely inappropriate. This was not someone who I thought of as a longtime friend, someone who was like a sister, because sisters don't act that way. I'm somebody that I identify my female friends as sisters, especially when there's a soul connection there. Of course, this type of contract was indeed a karmic. And the way that she was behaving and talking to me, I let it go on for way too long. At the time, I was a people pleaser, and I just didn't. I mean, I definitely seem to have been losing people left and right in the 3D. It was a very confusing time because you don't know what's happening. But I let this friendship carry on way too long, and it was very cruel. So I did get a message from this person last week. It came up through my text. I didn't know who it was. I had actually Googled the number, find out who exactly it was. But what came across was, like, hey, how are you? Because I obviously didn't open it, just from what I could see, hey, how are you? I'm sorry how things ended. And it talked about like some mental health issues, but I didn't really, I didn't open it to read it. And honestly, just reading that word, I'm sorry how things ended, that's not really taking accountability for the way that one acted. How I closed out that relationship was actually when I was in a beautiful church parking lot, a church I go to a lot that has beautiful Mother Mary energy and Archangel Michael and a lot of Jesus and angel energy, which is just a really beautiful, safe and warm, loving place. And it seemed to happen every time that people were falling away. I literally was leaving the church parking lot. It was almost like, in a way, the divine God was saying, no matter what, God is with me. And he's aware of what's going on. And so I just want to let people know that you can have you can have like a place in your heart for people, but that doesn't mean that you need to keep them in your life. Like I will always have a soft place for this girl, this woman, because she was the one who told me way back when, in like 2015, that I was the twin flame. But obviously didn't elaborate more on that. I didn't really know about that until my spiritual awakening in 2020. And this was 2015 when she told me. So, it's just one of those things that I will be grateful for her giving me that information, even though I didn't know what it was at the time, but I'll be grateful for her. But that doesn't mean I need to have her in my life. And honestly, when people don't hold themselves accountable for their actions and their responsibility, like they have a responsibility to themselves and also the person that they hurt, to, if you're offering an apology, to be accountable for what you did, for things that, were said that were out of pain, but still affected the other person to cause the other person pain. Cruelty, you don't get a pass at that. You need to be held accountable. And honestly, it's been, over a year and a half since I've even talked with her. I wished her well and everything. I wanted the best for her, and that was it. And I sent it to God when I left the parking lot, and I blocked her on Facebook when I did have when I did have an actual Facebook account open. But I guess I didn't block her from my phone. But basically, can wish the best for them, but you don't need to have them in your life, especially when they're not even being accountable for their action. They're still passing it off. So with that said, I just really wanted to let people know that I'd never really had, an experience come back where people from my past were like messaging me, like past friends, and I can wish them well, but that doesn't mean I need to be in communication with them. And that, I hope, will inspire other people to know that just because someone treated you like crap and was really cruel to you, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to put them back in your life, especially during this time of Mercury retrograde, when it seems like people from our past are absolutely coming back. And I definitely do believe it's that, that the lesson with the universe, like, did you learn that lesson? That's why it's being brought back to you. I could have responded to her, but I took some time and I really was thinking about, hey, what I did see without opening the message was that she still wasn't, taking responsibility for how she acted towards me. And honestly, we don't need that. The whole part of being on the spiritual process, the spiritual awakening, the ascension journey, is to be our higher self and to be a vibrational match with people. And if people don't meet us on that way, then they're not aligned with us. And especially when people are just not nice. So with that said, I wish everyone a beautiful day. Please check me out if you feel connected. I will be posting more videos in the near future, and just thank you for your time and watching me today. Please take care. I wish you well and sending you so much love.